Good morning, everyone, and happy Saturday. My name is Callie, and this is another weekend of Clarinets, Cats, and Coffee. This isn't just any weekend, though. It is the weekend that my channel has reached 10,000 subscribers. So thank you all for being interested and nerdy enough to bring my channel literally from 0 to 10,000. So thank you all so much for your dedication to my channel. All right, so this video is actually for those of you out there who are considering majoring in music. And I'm going to share my story because I think that many of you may be struggling with these same questions, and I'm going to shed some light on maybe what your life could look like, or at least help you think creatively about what your life could be like in the future. So the first big thing that every young musician faces when they're going into college or when they're about to petition to major, and that is, should I do performance or music ed? I had people telling me my whole life that I should major in music ed, so it may surprise all of you to know that I did not do music ed. I chose performance. The reason for that is I did not want to become a large ensemble director. I did not want to run a band program. I didn't want to coach marching band. I didn't want to do jazz band. I didn't want to become a band person. And so I thought, you know what? If I just work my butt off at music performance, I'd figure something out eventually. If you really love to teach and you can see yourself up on a podium, you can see yourself running a band program, music ed is a great career option and a good major for you. I strongly believe that majoring in music education as a backup, I think that's a terrible idea because you're not going to be the most enthusiastic educator for your students. And I think they're gonna know that's not what you wanted to do with your life. You wanted to be in, an ensemble touring the world. So it's not fair to your students, it's not fair to yourself. So if you can't imagine yourself running the program, potentially sacrificing practice time, don't do it. So this is why I made the very tough decision to nix the music ed option and just stick with performance. That being said, it is not an easy life either, okay? So I'm saying, life will be very difficult. You do the band director thing. Life will also be very difficult in different ways if you just do music performance. Now, the first thing you have to do if you're gonna go into music performance is just forget about this very narrow-minded view that you're going to go to school, you're gonna get trained, and you're gonna win a job. Guess what? There are more people graduating from college with music degrees every year and hustling for gigs and hustling for auditions, but guess what? There are not more jobs being created, right? So your competition is very high. So I think it is important for anybody's mental health to separate the idea of success from winning that big job, okay? Here is what my life looks like right now, and I love my life. I love where it has grown over the years. I graduated in 2011 with my master's in clarinet performance, and I've had a lot of support over the years, but after about 3 years of working a day job in conjunction with building a freelance and teaching career, I was able to quit doing the day job and only do music stuff. Now, I say music stuff, you can say whatever you like. The music stuff that I do, I teach at a high school a couple of days a week out in the burbs, and I do private lessons only, and I love it. I love it. The second thing I do, I also teach private lessons online. Now that has been a new thing as of 2020 and the growth of my YouTube channel, and guess what? I love that too. Third, I play with a couple of symphony orchestras. I'm principal clarinet in one, and then I'm a regular sub in another. And I also play in a group that I've been a part of since 2012, and that is the Lake Effect Clarinet Quartet. So chamber music, you really have to hustle to build a following and actually start making money from that. but that is working out. We are releasing our second album actually in January of 2024, so be on the lookout for that. So in addition to that, I also maintain a YouTube channel and a Patreon following as well. And so these are all very important things in my life, all things that I really truly love doing. And I feel like I still have time to practice for auditions that I may want to take. And I also have time for a personal life. I know, shocking, right? It did take a lot of trial and error, a lot of learning for me to set limits of practice time, of video editing time, and actually have a limit on how many people I can teach in a week, because me being me, I want to say yes to everything. So it took a couple of years of saying no or giving up some work to be able to pare down my life to where it is right now. So that's pretty much it in terms of how my life looks. So lastly, if you are considering this path, keep these things in mind. You have to be prepared to hustle. You have to be creative. You have to be okay with being broke for a while. You have to look for opportunities that are in line with your creative and artistic values. And these opportunities may not be as obvious as you think. So think outside the box. You don't have to be the best at what you're doing in order to make a living at it. You just have to be good enough and find your niche. Keep taking auditions, keep playing for people. You will find ensembles, conductors, colleagues who appreciate your level of playing and your artistry, and they'll get it. Your language will speak to them, and those are the places that will hire you. So you have to put yourself out there, be okay with rejection, because someday there will be that group that really does like your playing, and you will continue to get work from them. Be willing to sacrifice practice time for self-care. Yes, this means going to bed early. This means taking time to actually cook healthy meals for yourself, things like that, okay? You have to take care of yourself first before you can make any progress in the practice room. Lastly, be nice to your colleagues, be nice to your fellow students, be nice to people on the gig. It's always better to make friends than enemies in the music world. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope this shed some light on what your life could be like, even if you're not in a major full-time ensemble. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I really do feel very strongly that you can make a living as a freelance musician. You just have to be very clever about it. So I'm here for you. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a good weekend. Have a good week next week. And as always, happy practicing. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you like my channel, please become a patron and support my channel. I am, as I mentioned, a freelance musician, which means that I rely on income from sources like YouTube and Patreon. I really appreciate it, and I can't wait to see more of you guys there. Thank you all so much. Have a nice weekend and a good week next week. And as always, happy practicing.